Welcome to Global Pulse News, Malawi's loudest, sharpest, and most unpredictable news corner, where facts meet flair and headlines get roasted with a side of truth. Today, we're not just covering a story, we're unpacking a full cultural carnival that's making noise from Philo to Lomwe. Zayambika ku Mulhako wa Alhomwe. This year's festival didn't just bring drums and dances, it brought drama, whispers, and one very alert Peter Mutharika, wanyamuka basi. People are talking, markets are buzzing, and the streets are asking, Kodi izi ndichi kalidwe kapena campaign yakubisa? Don't worry, Global Pulse News has you covered. We've got 5 fiery facts breaking down everything that went down, from the meaning of Asungwana Kudikula Mopatsa Ujeni to how Mutharika's presence turned a cultural stage into a political chessboard. Buckle up, Bwana, because this one's got more flavor than Sima Yama groundnuts. Mulhako wa Alhomwe isn't just a festival, it's a heartbeat. Every year, people gather to celebrate the Lomwe heritage with pride, unity, and endless dancing. But this year, Zayambika, literally, it started with a bang. Thousands flocked to Chonde in Mulanje, dressed in traditional attire, waving flags, dancing gule wa mukulu, and showcasing Lomwe pride. Yet beneath the laughter, there was tension in the air. Observers noticed how politics slowly crept into the celebration. Ndiye abale, what was meant to honor culture, suddenly felt like a warm-up for something bigger. The presence of Peter Mutharika added fuel to that fire. His arrival wasn't just an entrance, it was a statement. Calm, calculated, and commanding. People cheered, some whispered, others asked, is the former president preparing to make a move? In Malawi, culture is never just culture. Sometimes it's the drumbeat of politics. But if the drums were loud, the whispers were louder, and they carried one powerful phrase. Now let's decode that phrase that everyone's quoting, Asungwana Kudikula Mopatsa Ujeni. Literally, it paints a picture of young women rising beautifully but giving their light to strangers. Metaphorically, it's a warning, a cultural event giving its energy to outside influence. People began murmuring that Mulhako's message this year might have leaned away from pure heritage and closer to hidden motives. Tiku kundabechika lidwe, koma kodi chimenechin kasandu kachani? Asked an elder on the sidelines. To many, the phrase symbolized cultural pride being borrowed by political ambitions. You see, where there's music, there's meaning, and this one was deep. The elder sang a tradition, but the crowd felt power shifting. In short, Asungwana Kudikula Mopatsa Ujeni became the headline for a festival that danced between identity and influence, pride and politics. That's Malawi. Even metaphors wear suits sometimes. But while everyone decoded the message, someone else stole the spotlight. Wanyamuka indeed.
When Peter Mutharika showed up at Mulhako, heads turned faster than a news camera at a scandal. Wanyamuka, the man himself, calm but confident, walked into Chonde like someone who had just remembered his unfinished business. For months, people have wondered if he's retired or simply recharging. Well, this festival gave us hints. His speeches were measured, but his presence was powerful. As one attendee said, Ngati izi sindikumbutsa nthawi APM viachani. The former president greeted traditional leaders, danced lightly with elders, and sat with a knowing smile that screamed, "Don't count me out yet." For the Lomwe community, his appearance felt like a father returning home. For political analysts, it looked like a chess move. Global Pulse News calls it what it is, a soft comeback in cultural clothing. Peter Mutharika didn't need a podium to speak, his appearance did the talking. But every appearance has intention, and where there's a crowd, there's always influence brewing. Mulhako wa Alhomwe is known for promoting unity, but this year's version promoted something else, speculation. Behind the ululations and the music, deals were whispered, connections renewed, and allegiances rekindled. Power and culture danced hand in hand like old friends. Some insiders claim certain figures used the occasion to test the waters ahead of 2025. Hey, Malawi see the so a maplo twist. But here's the beauty. It shows how deeply culture and leadership intertwine in our society. From the pavilions showcasing traditional food to the speeches emphasizing unity, everything had a double meaning. Even the decorations, vibrant and proud, felt like a campaign stage rehearsal. But to be fair, it's also a reminder that Malawi's traditions aren't dead, they're evolving. In Mulhako's heartbeat, you can hear the rhythm of both drums and democracy. Politics is everywhere, even in the dust rising from a dancer's foot. But when the dust settled, what message was truly sent? Let's decode the optics. In today's Malawi, perception is power, and Mulhako wa Alhomwe became the perfect lens for that truth. Media coverage wasn't just about the dancers, it was about Mutharika's presence, the crowd's excitement, and the symbolism of the entire event. News anchors asked, is this culture being celebrated or is it being rebranded? Online, social media buzzed. TikTok clips went viral showing Asungwana Kudikula Mopatsa Ujeni dancers, while Facebook debates caught fire. Supporters said it's cultural pride at its best. Critics called it PR with traditional drumming. Either way, one thing is undeniable. The event succeeded in reigniting attention. For the Lomwe people, it was heritage restored. For analysts, its strategy was revealed. APM may not have said a word about politics, but the silence was louder than any slogan. Mulhako closed with smiles, but beneath them, conversations are still ongoing. And that brings us to the final note, what this all means moving forward. So there you have it, 5 bold truths behind this year's Mulhako wa Alhomwe festival. The culture, the whispers, the comeback, and the controversy. Whether you see it as a cultural masterpiece or a political trailer, one thing is clear, Zayambika indeed. This festival just reminded Malawi that heritage and power often share the same stage. Here at Global Pulse News, we say observe, question, and never switch off your brain. Hit that like button if you believe culture still matters, subscribe to join our community of fearless thinkers, and ring that bell so you never miss when Malawi stories get spicy. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was this event pure tradition or a political audition? Let's talk. Until next time, remember, Global Pulse News doesn't just report news, we translate the pulse of the nation one story at a time.